Alright, let's start this video off with Hivemind. I don't know what that is about. My server tip you saw was a lie. Probably. Anyways, Hivemind was changed, I don't even know how many times. Because at one point there was no limit to the size. It was just like crazy. It was you could get so big that you couldn't even couldn't even punch people. It was ridiculous. Anyways, Hivemind probably pain in the butt to level up now. It looks visually appealing, but it's just like you have to infect 5 people without dying or any of your minions dying, and they can just easily reset. So I did like the concept of whenever people reset, you keep your power. I don't like how you just infinitely got bigger. I feel like that sort of... you just ruined it, because there's a limit. You get too big and you just can't do anything. Obviously they would need to nerf certain bits and pieces of it, because it is really OP. Especially with the walls, you can just block someone off. The tendrils, I don't really understand. I mean, maybe there's they do extra damage or something, but they're so inaccurate. It's easier just to punch people. And I do like how you can't summon all your minions to you now. They made it way more balanced, which is actually really good. And then when you die, all your minions die, explode into bits. Kind of funny. Overall, decent. For the next ability, we have Devourer of Souls. Not to be confused with Devourer of Souls. I see a lot of people make that mistake. I had to address its Devourer, not Devourer. Anyways, Devourer of Souls has had... God, how many changes? Too many. Way too many changes. Especially involving 300. When you hit 300 souls, the Thanos one is just... it used to not have any abilities at all, if I remember correctly. It was just there. It didn't even play music. It just had the Thanos glove, no abilities, no music. It's very anticlimactic. But anyways, the first stage is 3 to 15, or 3 to 14, I should say. It used to be 5 that the music started playing, but they raised it to, or lowered it to 3. I'm not sure exactly why, but the new effects, I will agree, definitely look a lot cooler. Especially, my favorite stage now has got to be 15. Just because it's purple. It's one of my favorite colors, and it looks physically appealing. Anyways, next stage would be 16 to 34. Or 15 to 34. Now, they definitely nerfed the first, until you start one-shotting people, they nerfed it. Pardon me. But the knockback and your speed is just noticeably different. It's not as good. In my opinion, it was really easy before, to be fair, but I'm also an experienced player, I would say, compared to most people. Obviously, I'm not the best, but I have been playing the game for some time, and I do understand what to counter and not counter as Devourer of Souls. Next up will be stage 35. You were slow for a few seconds before you finally speed up. They actually synced it with the music, which I think is pretty cool. But if you time it or mistime it incorrectly, you can obviously die. So you have to be very careful with it now. But once again, the effects, 10 out of 10. Like, I don't know if it's the new VVFX artist, but it looks absolutely amazing. Like, I love just running around and like looking at like my trail, and it's just like, this used to be like just cyan. It was like, there's nothing special to it. It did look nice before, but it's just, nothing compares. Stage 35 to 69, which is a funny number. But it's crazy. I don't remember how many souls you need to start one-shotting people. I do believe it starts at 65 or so. It's right before 70. You deal 100 damage. Obviously, if the opponent is using, or the enemy, or the other player is using, say, something like Bionic or Plant, they won't die in one hit. Other abilities I can think of is the buff mushroom and the buff tree. Also do not die in one hit because they have more than 100 HP, obviously. But anyways, 70 to 99. I do like how it looks different. Like it's its own stage. I know it's not really its own stage, other than you getting the ability, which makes you dodge, which pretty much just makes you invincible. It is a very useful ability though. Once I get the ability, I started like being a little less cautious and start going more towards abilities that would one-shot. Say for example, God Punch. If it's off a cooldown, depending on the situation, I'll risk it just to get the souls faster. And then 100 to 149, the next stage. We're going to talk about how absolutely amazing the wings look. Or at least that's how I see it. They look like wings on your back. And they made the music no longer global, so it's not annoying whenever you join a game and it's just like blaring in your ears, which I think is amazing. And yes, you could just disable ability themes, but I personally do not like to do that for abilities like activating like time and all that. Well, I will say this is probably my second favorite phase just by how it looks. It just looks so nice. And then the change they made with Trophy is, I don't think Trophy should give any jump boost at all, but I do like that they did nerf it depending on how much speed you have. Like the more speed you have, the less the Trophy can jump up. So it's like, it's weird because, I don't know if I showed in the video, but there's this one tree you can get on top of, and you shouldn't be able to get onto the hill from there, but with the Trophy it gives you just enough so you can make it, which I think is pretty unique and interesting. And then of course it does let you float a little bit if you need to take time to survive. Personally though, I don't like using trophies that much during my runs. I only usually use it, or like use a trophy if I have like army or defender. Something that seems more beneficial towards punches, obviously. Anyways, DoS has so many counters. Like I remember when mind control was in the game and DoS was like the only counter to mind control. And just 150. 150, you get a new ability. This one is kind of like the Reality Stone on phase 300. Lets you change the map. And sun and moon start spinning like crazy. Screen turns white. Obviously, if the server's laggy, your screen's staying white for a while. But the new map looks sick. Shack is completely destroyed. The Check-In and Ducky are just dead. The Oasis is all dried up. The cave is filled in, but interesting because it kind of looks like there could be something in the cave. I already tested in Spectator. There's nothing. The trees are now all palm trees because it's a desert. This hill is like completely gone. The big tree is completely gone. But the water balloon still remains. And there seems to be another water spot where I don't think anything was there actually. Where the water spot is. But there's no cauldron, there's pretty much nothing left. Other than the skeletons, the water balloon, and some planks. As I was saying about counters with DOS, grapple, probably the most scary thing to see as a DOS. Because they can just, if they know how to use grapple, they can just pull you off the edge and you can't do anything. They instantly kill you. And then you have to be careful not going near the edge too much because any ability can, especially Alchemist, if they have strength potions, they can just knock you back. Which is another thing. Alchemist. Probably like one of the easiest ways to counter people in the entire game. Alchemist. It is kind of a brain dead ability, to be fair. Like you just sit there and wait. And just wait. And wait. And wait. Till eventually you get all the potions that you require. Though the mastery does make it cooler. It just needs, I say, a limit on how many you can hold at a time. Moving on to phase 200, more recently added than, of course, any other ability. You lose your invincibility, and you lose the, I'm not sure if you lose the ability to change the map as 200. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But when you use your ability, your dodge ability is gone, and then when you use your ability, your chains around you like disappear. And then every kill you get, while that, I think it's like 15 seconds to 20 seconds is on. Every kill you get faster and stronger for that time being. See right here, I can't jump on the tree. I get one more kill, I can almost jump on the tree. Two more, I can now jump on the tree. Obviously, it's little bits at a time, but it is very noticeable. And I do like how fast you can go. Especially when you get a rapid succession of kills. It looks pretty cool though. The new phase it's alright. I would like the dodge ability, but I feel like having the dodge ability and then the other ability with the chains would be way too OP. Anyways, the visuals on this one is definitely probably the most visually appealing. It's not like my favorite phase because the screen goes dark and it's kind of annoying. And then the music was kind of a letdown. Like it's the same one as Slap Battles. Like almost all the songs other than, was it 250 and then 300. 250 for Slap Battles and 300 for Ability Wars are different. Otherwise, they're like all the same. Which is kind of upsetting. I was kind of hoping for something new or different. Maybe something from DM Dokuru or Toby Fox that neither have used before. But that's just my thought on it. Now, 300 has been changed drastically in the past like 2 years or so. I remember, like I said before, it was no music, no abilities. It was literally just 100. It's same speed, I believe, unless it was slightly slower. See, I know now that the 300 phase is slightly slower than the 100 and 200 phase. But I do understand it has the ability, but it's just weird. Because you gradually get faster and then you just get slower. To me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Personally. But I'm glad they added music to it eventually. I think they used Witch Tale. I don't remember by who. The extended version though. And I will say the song is probably one of the best DoS songs, especially since it's not the same as Slap Battle is really good. The 200 DoS versus same song they use in Slap Battles. I know it's a good song, but it was kind of disappointing. It's like, oh, it's just this song. You know, I expect more like intense, like kind of like Hivemind when you hit the final stage. Some like intense music match the dark, eerie vibe of Phase 200. Anyways, Phase 300. The first stone, Power Stone. It's just a slam now. It does half your health. It's pretty bad. The second stone, the Space Stone, lets you teleport in any place you're looking. Third stone, your screen slowly turns black when you spawn in space, where the entire world is your domain. Looks cool. Pretty useless though, in my opinion. And it leaves you vulnerable for a second. So for the fourth stone, the Soul Stone, it's a player's sleep. If you're in radius, obviously. Seems pretty useless to me. Time Stone, we reduced it from like 10 seconds to like 3 or something. And then the Mind Stone is just the same as the dodge ability. I do like how they made it so it looks like you're like stealing their soul when you kill someone out. Here's me showing the slam doing like half your health. But that's pretty much all I have to say about DoS. I think it's a bit underpowered right now. Obviously it's always been overpowered, but it's hard for the beginning stages when you don't do that much knockdown. Anyways, these are my thoughts. Leave a comment if you want. I'll answer.